7 years in the making, and we are so close to opening this amazing new community resource, but there's still more to do. We started off 2020 with a renewed sense of excitement around closing out our $5 million Investing in Wildlife Capital campaign, and a clear timeline for accomplishing it. Community partnerships were forged, tours and events scheduled, and founding memberships and breakfast club created to help us finish up the public phase of our campaign strong. What we could not have planned for was a global pandemic. That changed our community and the world as a whole. People sheltered at home, social distancing from others while turning to nature for renewed connections and healing necessary during these unprecedented times. And being deemed essential, which we already knew, work at the Center for Wildlife pressed on with new safety precautions in place for both humans and wildlife, while working with a skeleton crew and no volunteers. During these unusual times, our community stepped up in a huge way, contributing more than $68,000 for our emergency fund, unlocking an additional $50,000 match, which allowed the center to remain open and provide food and medical care to our patients and ambassadors without interruption. Then, we quickly turned our attention to our new facility and the capital campaign, which still has $300,000 left to raise to complete site work, install phones and security, and transition our ambassadors to their new and forever home. Knowing that the grand opening would be delayed was disappointing, but we turned to our wildlife patients and were struck by the resiliency of nature. Recharged and invigorated to make a difference for the health of both wildlife and humans, we press on, striving to complete this campaign and open our doors to the public so that we can be the place you turn to as you venture back into public spaces and look to continue your connections with the natural world. Now, more than ever, we need to complete our new building and secure occupancy permits so that the staff and animals can get into this space, providing the care that our patients and ambassadors so deserve. While we're able to push back the opening of the Nature Center, we're not as flexible on the medical clinic side. We need this new space to continue our work safely for our staff as well as our patients. Recognizing that these are tough times for everyone, we ask if you are able to contribute to the closing of our capital campaign today. $300,000. That's how close we are. With site work needing to be completed, a parking lot to install alongside pollinator and food gardens, ambassador enclosures to move, and signage and safety fencing in order to open to the public, now is the time to invest in wildlife and the Center for Wildlife. During the toughest times, we come together as a community, and never has this been more evident than these past 3 months. With your help, we will get there, and we look forward to the day when we can open our front doors and welcome you to our new home. This is a place to gather, a place to heal, a place to learn, a place to educate, a place to celebrate.
It can be hard to articulate Center for Wildlife's impact, along with our community's generosity in just a short blip. Chances are, if you're watching this, you've brought us an injured or orphaned wild animal and you're shaking hands. Or maybe you and some friends or a child in your life have witnessed the breathtaking moment of sharing space with one of our ambassadors, like Fern, our female barred owl, or Henry, our porcupine. Since March, we have been blown away by the generosity, empathy, and strength of our community. And although we can't be in person right now, we have enjoyed laughing, crying, and learning with you through our morning meetings and other virtual programming. But we need the space in our new building in order to continue doing our work. Although the COVID pandemic delayed our ability to hold fundraisers, site inspections, and introduced other snafus, we have never stopped working towards our ultimate goal of finishing the new center so that we can continue to be the place that you turn to for learning, healing, and nature connection. When we started this campaign 7 years ago, many were quick to tell us that a $5.5 million campaign was going to be nearly impossible. But a construction loan from Kennebunk Savings Bank and 200 donors made up of individuals, family foundations, and local businesses have gotten us to $5.2 million. And now we have just $300,000 left to go. We know that these are tough times for many, but we ask, if you are able, please consider a gift to Center for Wildlife and help us open the doors to our new home. Here it is. We are closer than ever to finishing our dream, and your dream, of a wildlife center and campus for all, to heal and rebuild the deep and critical connection between humans and nature. We can't do it without you.
For more information and to find out how to donate, contact Carolyn Hogan at carolyn@thecenterforwildlife.org. Do it today.